Oh my god, it's way too hot to be drinking coffee. I need my head examined. It's like 90 degrees in LA right now. And I'm drinking coffee, and my oven's on. I'm roasting sweet potatoes. I have no air conditioning because I live in a charming 1920s Spanish-style building, which is lovely until it gets hot. And I don't even have a fan. I broke my fan. I don't have a fan. It's very hot, but here I am. I'm supposed to be talking about the NBA Finals, but there's major news that I have to report to you guys. There's major news. Are you ready? There is a hummingbird nest right outside my door right now, and it's awesome. And every day, I work out on my porch. I do my push-ups and my squats and pull-ups, and I look at this hummingbird, and the hummingbird looks at me, and it's incredible. A disclaimer here, okay? I'm not doing any editing for this video. I don't have the time, so this is just going to be one of my free-form, sipping my coffee, rambling about the NBA Finals and basketball and all that stuff. I'm going to try my best to put no videos. I'm just going to do audio and throw in a few pictures, kind of like Funky Diabetic, kind of like that guy does. But if you want to watch a fancy schmancy YouTuber, go and watch, Rusty Buckets, or 3Cone, or AM Hoops. But you know who you should be watching? My favorite YouTuber, the one, the only, the great, Commissioner Dynamo. That's my favorite NBA YouTuber. Let me know your guys' favorite NBA YouTubers. I always like to see some other NBA YouTubers. So, we've all been watching the NBA Finals, and I am just amazed at what TJ McConnell is able to do in the limited amount of minutes that he plays. And he, broke some record a few games ago with the, 10 points and 5 assists and 5 steals in 15 minutes or whatever. Then last game, he has that 13-point quarter. It's incredible what the guy does. And I know there's a whole controversy. Should he have played more minutes? Should he have not? But something dawned on me, and I totally forgot about this. I did a TJ McConnell video last year. I really did. I think it's called something like a TJ McConnell appreciation video or something like that. And in the thumbnail, I have given more minutes. And I totally forgot about the video, and it just dawned on me when I was watching that game. So I go back and watch it, and like 30-something seconds into the video, it's the same thing last year. I had some tweet up there, May of last year, so maybe this was during like the Knicks series or something like that. I don't remember. And it was a tweet about how much better the Pacers were with TJ on the floor versus off the floor. And despite that, he didn't play the last like 7 minutes of the game. And here we are again 13 months later, and that's still the debate that everybody's having. Like, should TJ McConnell be playing more minutes because Tyrese Haliburton is dealing with this calf thing? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know more than Rick Carlisle. Is it better to have Tyrese in there facilitating even though he's hurt? Should TJ have played? Then some people said that TJ was gassed. Some people said that TJ had some collision with Lou Dort and that he was shaken up and he wasn't good to play. And then people say, oh, they're going to mismatch hunt him. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. If you have a rotation that's in there and they're doing really well, why not stick with it? I don't know, especially if your main guy, if Tyrese Haliburton is hurt and dealing with the calf strain, why do you have him in there? I mean, he had a terrible game, and he's in there playing on a bad calf, only making it worse. Put TJ in there. I don't know. What do I know? You see the name of this channel. But with the TJ video, I will pin it in the comments below, and in case you guys want to watch it. But go to like 36 seconds in, and it's kind of like crazy how all this time later we're still having the same debate. But as far as Haliburton goes, look, I know the guy wants to play, he wants to be out there, you want to support your team and all that, but if you're hurt and you're not able to contribute, and I know he can go out there and facilitate and do his thing, but you got to score, you got to be productive. He didn't even have any field goals. I strained my calf before playing basketball, and a lot of people were breaking his balls, oh, he's not really hurt and blah, blah, blah. No, let me tell you, man, I strained my calf playing basketball January of 24. It was the most annoying injury I've ever had in my life because you can't do anything, especially when it comes to basketball, because you can't run, you can't jump, you can't explode off of it. The really annoying thing is that a few days will go by and you think it's okay, and then you'll be, oh, okay, I can stretch, I can do a few jumping jacks, okay, I'm good. And then you'll go try to jog, and like a half mile into your jog, you'll re-aggravate it. And I re-aggravated that damn thing, I think 3 times, and it took a month before it got better. It was such an annoying injury, and when you re-aggravate it, you can't do a damn thing on it. That's why when you see some of these NBA players, they get a calf strain, they're out for like 4 to 6 weeks sometimes. I'm telling you, it's a real annoying kind of injury. Okay, let's talk Thunder real quick. I'm sticking with my original prediction. My original prediction going into this series was Thunder in 5 or 6 games. So staying with 6 games. Sorry, Pacers, I love you, and I hope I'm wrong. I do. I hope the Pacers win tomorrow, and this goes to a Game 7, because oh my God, Game 7. Can you imagine a Game 7 in OKC with those maniacs, with that crowd? Oh my God. I mean, the Pacers crowd, they're awesome, but God, that Thunder crowd, whew. I think I saw Jalen Williams say that they're so loud he can feel like the floor rumbling or something crazy like that. I believe it. The big adjustment after that really nice Pacers win in Game 3 was how Mark Daigneault, how he managed Shai's minutes. And he actually decreased minutes in each of the preceding games. In the loss, he had 42. Then in Game 4, he had 40. And Game 5, he had 38. And a big reason they were able to do this was because Jalen Williams has gotten increasingly better each game. If you didn't have Jalen Williams picking up the slack, that wouldn't really work. But I mean, shout out to Jalen Williams, man. Obviously had that 40 piece. He's been really, really great. And people early in the series were kind of doubting him at certain points in the playoffs and all that stuff. And I'm really happy for him that he's stepped up and he's been having a great series, especially the last few games. Mark Daigneault does a really, really good job of preserving Shai, not tiring him out, so he can really, really put the pedal to the metal in the last like 5-ish or so minutes, in those clutch minutes. And you really saw that in Game 4. He beat the Pacers like 14-5 in clutch minutes. It was crazy. And I know all the Scott Foster stuff in that game, like I get it, but the Pacers really beat themselves too. I mean, they had Ben Mathurin go 1 for 4 from the free throw line, bad turnovers, really dumb fouls. And the other big adjustment was putting Isaiah Hartenstein back in the starting lineup. That was something I was very skeptical of. I talked about that a few videos ago, and once again I said I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know more than the OKC Thunder coach, but why are you guys conforming to the Pacers? You guys are the Thunder. Make the Pacers conform to you. You've had this lineup for however long you've had this lineup. It's been working out great. You're going to change it now? Stick with your lineup. iHeart is a winning basketball player, and I love Cason Wallace. I do. That OKC starting lineup with iHeart and Chet and Lou, Jalen and Shai, that is a hell of a lineup, man. And his minutes, I think in that Game 3 loss, he had 18 minutes, and then 2 games after that, his minutes went up to 21. The other big thing, our intros are back. How about that? An NBA intro. Oh my God, it takes me back to my childhood. I don't get why NBA fans had to like run around with like pitchforks, whining and yelling about the logos and whining and yelling about intros, and finally Adam Silver listened to us and he gave us intros and everybody loved it and it was pretty cool. Anything is cooler than having to be tortured listening to Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins and all those clowns, because my God, ESPN is absolutely insufferable. Shout out to those 2 guys, the wearing the Dumb and Dumber thing with Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith on there. They are just so bad. They're so bad. And then Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're wearing me down. Fire everybody except Mike Breen. Mike Breen can stay. Everybody else can go. And bring back Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Jesus. And we got logos back on the court. They're the digital logos. Like the YouTube TV advertisements, it's too much. Like, can't we just put, like we had for a decade or more, just put the finals on the court, make it the sticker, the decal. Stop with the digital stuff. Nobody's slipping on the thing that says the finals. Okay, just put that. Do we have to have the digital thing with this YouTube TV advertisements everywhere? I counted on the court. There was one game, I think it was the opening of the game. It was like a dozen different places on the court. It says YouTube TV. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Another thing I've noticed, especially with these last 2 games, Games 4 and 5, is how strategic the Thunder have been with closing the games out, managing their minutes, managing their rotations, and not redlining the entire time. Like the Pacers, I have in my notes here, I think it was game 4. Who has the energy to close this? That was the first thing in my notes I had for game 4 in the fourth quarter. You saw them really gas out. Like in game 3, you saw the Thunder gas out, and then in game 4, you saw the Pacers gas out, and then Shea really took charge and closed that game for them. And then in game 5, the Pacers cut it down to 2 in the fourth quarter, and then the Thunder, once again, had that ability to switch into that next gear to really close the game. And that just goes to show you the depth and the talent of that Thunder team. Whereas like the Pacers, to survive, they have to be redlining the whole game. Whereas the Thunder, they can kind of, coast a little bit because they're so good and they're so deep. You have the MVP, you have those luxuries to where if we go down 4 points in the third quarter, like, it's cool. Like, we know as long as we stay within distance and we coast off them, we have that kick in the end, in the last 5 or so minutes, to where, okay, we have that 6th gear, that turbo drive, that overdrive, the nitrous, whatever you want to call it, to where we can kick it into that gear and close out that game. Lu Dort, the arc that guy puts on his 3-point shot. There was one, he put so much arc on his shot, the ball went off of the screen. Like it went out of the screen and then came back down and went in. Like, he shoots these moon shots that are just absolutely amazing. And obviously his defense is just insane. And then and Caruso too. God, what an addition he's been. What a great trade. Didn't have any 20-point games all season long. And then in this finals, he has 2 20-point games. That's amazing. Another thing I just want to touch on is that the infamous Shea play in, what was that, game 4? Where he did the push-off and the gather step and that whole thing. Oh my God, this gather step. That's going to be a whole off-season video. I gotta rant on this gather step. These are the kind of things, like, I don't get mad at the players because they're doing what the rules allow them to do. Shea drives, picks up the ball on his right foot, and then he steps back to his left foot. To me, back in my day, the gather step would have been that first step where he drives his right foot into the ground and kind of like starts to pick up the ball. That to me is a gather step. Then he goes back to his left foot. That to me should be the pivot foot. But because, like I said last video, we live in clown world, somehow, because of this gather step rule, he's allowed to take not 1, but 2 more steps and do the push-off, which the push-off thing I'm not so mad at, but this gather step nonsense, it's like a legalized travel. Whatever, that's on the NBA, not the players. And I also want to shout out Cason Wallace and Andrew Wiggins for Game 5, a combined 7 for 11 from 3. That's just why this Thunder team is so good. I mean, you got the MVP, an all-star, dropping 40, 2 maniacs off the bench going 7 for 11 from 3. Then you got Lu Dort hitting moonshots. Then you got Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein. That's a championship team. That's a championship team right there. It really makes me respect the Pacers so much because despite all that, and despite their best player having a calf strain and 0 field goals, they still had that game down to 2 points. And in the third quarter, TJ McConnell was the lead scorer. So like that Pacers team, man, I will forever respect the hell out of that Pacers team to do what they've done in not only this season, but last season too. Really, really remarkable. Okay, that's it. Did you see that one picture of Jalen Williams? That picture is awesome. You know why it's awesome? Because it's shot in film, and everything that's shot in film looks better. I think the Thunder are going to win in 6, but I hope it goes to a game 7.